We're going to come down to your mat, and I'm going to turn down to the side for a lunge. So come down to kneeling, and if you'd like to double over your mat or place a blanket under your knees, that's fine. The nice thing about this is you have your chair right next to you, and you can use your chair for a support. We're going to take one leg forward, one knee forward, and I'm going to use the leg closest to the screen. You can use whatever leg you like. You can mirror me or not. So when you come forward into this low lunge, you'll see my backhand is on the chair. Tuck your toes just to let your knee come further behind you. So I'm not directly on my kneecap. My knee's not right under my hip. I'm taking a little further behind me so I could be more on the front of my kneecap. And then you can either keep your toes tucked or you can let the top of your foot go flat. I might alternate between the two. Sometimes with my toes flat, my foot starts to cramp. Your front knee is about at a 90-degree angle. And you can see I have my front hand resting on my top thigh. So this is a low lunge, and I've got my back hand resting on the support of the chair. Feel free to do that. If you'd like to let go of your supports, you can have your hands down by your side. You can have them at heart center. This is Anjali Mudra, or sometimes this is called Namaste. They can be on your hips, wherever feels right for you. We're going to take a twist toward your bent knee. So I'm going to come toward you, toward the screen. And I'm going to do this with my hands at heart center so that I can remind myself to keep my chin even over my chest. If you'd like your hands out into a cactus shape, a T, your hips, any of those options are fine. Take a breath in, and you'll see I'm wobbling because I'm asymmetrical. You'll wobble too, most likely. Breathe in. See if you can draw everything to center to stabilize a little bit more, come a little more upright. And then as you exhale, turn toward your bent knee or turn toward me. So a little bit of a twisting action of the spine. We already moved the spine forward and back and laterally or side bend. Now we're taking it a little bit into a twist, getting some more movement. And then on an exhale, come back through center. And we're going to be taking the twist open in the opposite direction. I'm still wobbling. I'm going to tuck my toes, I think, for the open direction. You might want a different arm position for your arms. I'm going to open my arms out this time in a T. I think you'll see that on camera. Breathe in, twist the opposite way. Keep your head even on, or your chin even on your chest. I'm just going to turn back and look at you. So as you do this, you'll likely feel more openness than in the closed twist that we did first, where it constricts a little bit more around the rib cage, and that's fine. And then if you'd like, you can reach back toward your back thigh, your back pocket, your back calf. Maybe look up in a little bit of a back bend. Exhale, come back up. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release. And we'll do the other side. So switching opposite knee front. Remember that I first tuck my toes just to bring that knee a little further behind. That also gives me a nice stretch in the hip flexor. So I lean forward a little bit so the back thigh is about a bit of an angle. And again, let me show you the difference between having the knee right under my hip versus moving that back thigh back on an angle. I can use the chair to help upright my body, or I can let go, keep my hand resting on my thigh. My tailbone is moving down. My hip points are pointing forward. I'm trying to energetically draw everything in towards center to stabilize. I'm pushing evenly into the whole of my bottom foot. And then as I inhale, I'll bring my hands to my chest, push down into the foot and even the knee gently that's on the floor. And then on an exhale, I'll be turning into the closed twist, which means I'm turning away from you this time. Taking a few breaths here. And I feel this opening the front of my hip flexor. You may feel it somewhere else. One more breath. Exhale back through center. You can keep your hands at heart center if that's where they are. I'm going to open up my arms and I'll tuck my back toes just for a little variety. Take a breath in, grow tall. And then as I exhale, spin around toward the screen. This is an open twist. Both versions are really nice. They just twist the spine, revolve the spine in different ways. And then if you like, you can take your back hand and reach down anywhere toward your back leg. That might be toward your back pocket, your imaginary back pocket, might be touching your thigh. Maybe it's toward your back calf or your heel. If you feel stable, you can look up toward the top arm, reaching the top arm up. This is like a little reverse low lunge warrior. Breathe into wherever you're expanding and stretching. And then on an exhale, reach back up into your open twist and back through to center. All right, so next thing we'll do is a little bit of a back bending. Actually, that was a little bit of a back bend when we reached back. That gave us some upper body back bend. We're going to come down to lying on our belly. And just as a reminder, I'll be looking at the camera at times. I want to encourage you to keep your gaze cast down, to keep the back of your neck in line with your spine, even if I'm over looking toward the screen. So you'll come all the way down on your belly with your hands on the outside of your shoulders, and we're going to take that cactus shape. So let me show you where you'll be, and then I'll lift my head back up so I can talk. So my forehead is resting on the ground. I have space under to breathe for my face. My arms are resting by my sides. With your head down like that, and keep your head in the position that I just showed you with the arms by your sides, you'll tuck one toe and then the other to create more length in the backs of your legs. And then float the legs off the ground a few inches. As you do this, think about pressing gently the front of your pubic bone, the front of your pelvis into the ground, but moving the tailbone back away from you. So you're trying to get length in your low back. If that feels uncomfortable in any way, or you just don't like lifting both legs, do one leg at a time. The emphasis is not on lifting high, it's lifting long. So feeling as if you're reaching your heel away from you and you're lifting your legs in one big piece. I'll do it one more time with both legs. And then we're going to do just the upper body. So I'm going to rest in that cactus position with my head down. I'm not going to push into my hands. I'm going to let my hands float away off the floor, so I'm not going to come very high. I'm going to take a breath in, and then as I exhale, draw my shoulder blades together, keep the back of my neck long, float my hands off the ground, keep my gaze toward the mat, keep breathing, and then exhale, come back down. You can keep your hand down on the ground. Inhale, draw the upper back up. Again, keep the gaze down, the back of the neck long. Maybe look just above the top of your mat. And exhale, back down. And one more time. Inhale, really keeping this in the upper back. Exhale, come back down, and you can rest on one cheek to rest a moment. And then we'll try that 2 or 3 more times, this time adding the arms and legs together if you'd like. You can do opposite leg as you lift the upper body or both legs. So come back to your face down. Breathe in. And as you exhale, a little bit of float of arms, legs, pointing your toes behind you, making your legs longer, reaching the crown of your head toward the ceiling, and continuing to breathe the whole time. Don't hold your breath. Exhale, release, maybe lowering your head to the opposite direction. And then one more time. If you did one leg, do the opposite leg. Inhale, float everything up. Breathe. Maybe you take a big super person, stretching. One more breath. And then exhale, lower yourself down. You can make a little pillow for your head like I just did.